Okay, so look at this. They get the place completely uncontested, right? If you look at here, they get 30 plus chests, an elemental chest, free typhoon blades, and a free shine all built into this POI. It's absolutely nuts. And by the way, this is my judgment of the Clix's trio's secret to their 11 kill win in the set lobbies of the Eval Cup with all of the pros, including Peter Bauer, wherever he is. So if you're familiar with their drop, they land at Lost Lake, which is relatively center map. Obviously, it's not, Foxy Floodgate center, but they can still manage pretty much any zone without needing to break too much of a sweat. And actually, if it pulls more northern, they have a pretty good advantage since they are on the north side of the map. Okay, so one of the things that I really liked about that Lost Lake drop is it has the free shrine built into it, but there's also a shrine over here that they can go for, in which they were going for until they saw Teeny. So now they're all, orbing over and trying to fight this guy because he is split off from his whole trio. If we can zoom in here, his other guy's coming in, but now it's a 3v2. Their other teammate is way back here, and they're engaging into this as much as they can for an early game fight at least. Storm Surge is a big problem for a lot of trios, but not for Clix's trio. They're able to fight Teeny pretty significantly here, and they're actually not able to get any kills, but they get plenty of damage to set them up for a very good mid game. So you might think it's risky that there's so many people around them and they're getting shot at in the middle of this lagoon area, but it actually works out very well for them because they have a good Storm Surge advantage to get tags on all of these teams looking in. They know this area perfectly, so there's a bunch of slurp barrels all around where they can, refresh their health if they do get tagged hard. It's worth it to kind of be in the middle of a lot of people in a trios format so you can be getting that Storm Surge damage. So they're able to get these shrines, and they just keep doing this throughout the whole game. Like I said, they landed Lost Lake, which already has the shrine. They're getting the little lagoon shrine, and a little later they get another shrine, which is a good way to get more loot, some of those boons, and of course the sprites. So one of the things they do well on their rotates is they find metal wherever they might need to go. So where they land over at Lost Lake doesn't have too much, but on their rotates they're able to get to this bird to go station, which has plenty of metal. It doesn't have as much as it used to, but these rooftops of the gas stations do provide metal, so they're able to get plenty of mats going forward, and their rotate is just so perfect. Because right behind this bird to go is also another shrine. They're still carrying their sprites, and they're able to just get some more loot, some more heals, some more possible boons, all from 3 shrines in one game. Of course, beautiful for a trio format. Okay, so I'll skip forward a little bit, but something they do really well is their surge bases. So Elite Iamzo goes up and he just makes this little base and starts firing at people, and he does get tagged a couple times, but also gets plenty of tags himself. So they're able to increase their surge numbers quite a lot, and the only reason they're able to do this, if you're unfamiliar with competitive strategy, is you have Clix here just fishing in a box. He's just fishing, just countless shield fish, and once Iamzo and Batman Booga get tagged up a bunch, they can just heal back up with the shield fish. So now once zone reveals itself, they're all trying to get together a little bit more, get deeper into zone, and Yelmzo actually stays back and continues firing away from his surge base while Clix gets forward and actually skips out on the train completely and just goes to this water. And for those who understand competitive, you know what I'm talking about. Fishing back up and keeping your health very high is super important, and honestly the train can be such a detriment in competitive, so the fishing hole is so much more important. Now something that's pretty interesting is they're always staggering each other. So Batman Booga is here going for surge tags in the bush, Clix is again farming fish over here in the fishing hole, and then Iamzo is still over there in that surge base that he was in earlier. So they're completely spread out, but they have a pretty good vision on multiple trios. So Batman Booga can see everyone over here, Iamzo is fighting, congested side behind him until he's about to teleport, and then Clix is obviously doing the necessary fishing that needs to be done to keep everyone's health up. So in this zone 4, while they are on congested side, staggering isn't actually a terrible idea. Okay, so the next zone revealed itself, and Iamzo and Clix went ahead, and Batman Booga is again staggered a little bit just to make sure no one's pulling up behind them and putting them in a tricky predicament, which is very good for these early zones. And once he's determined that it is safe behind them, he teleports and meets up with the full group, and they're just playing at out of these bushes so they can go for safer tags on people on island, people behind them, and around them. This is just a very smart tactic. If you're playing solos, trios, duos, whatever it may be, putting a few builds in a bush is a great way to just look out and find people, which is how they get their first elimination of the game. So there's these teams fighting back here in zone, and they're trying to teleport out, and Clix, Iamzo, and Batman Booga are just holding them here. So as soon as they all teleport over here, Curve goes a little far with his teleport and ends up right in front of the wolf pack, and they all just fully go in. It's honestly so brutal and sad. They all just, you know, single him out as the solo, as they should, and that's something that this trio does very good, finding the solo and singling them out instantly. They find the teammate and just go right on top of him, all three, and again, not much that guy can do as a solo. So they get the confirmation on him, the mats, everything, and not just a strategy they do really well at. You know, they might take some damage, but as long as all three of them are there, they're gonna get some more heals from the guy. They might find another fishing hole, so it's worth it to just 3v1 someone completely on their face. Okay, so now Zone 7 has revealed itself, and they are on the complete far side, and how they get there is a pretty simple rotate. They go back to their old box with one mask teleport. So there they go, they teleport again, build a little box halfway. They wait a few seconds, and then they mask teleport a third time all the way into the next zone. So it's nothing too complex. Even though it is Zone 7, it's getting smaller. The zone is still fairly big, and Clix actually goes down here. But that's the thing, when they all teleport, the three of them together, and you know, they build multiple boxes, it won't really matter because Batman Booga and Iamzo are next to him. They're ready to revive him, you know, provide him with some more meds. So they're able to escape that shit show, heal back up, and just get back into the game. Okay, and now here is the important part. This whole section is how I think they win the game. They keep on low ground, just smacking out builds beneath people, claiming these structures, while, you know, these other teams are getting sprayed from the exterior. Clix's team is fighting them from the interior of these builds and from the low ground, and they're just trying to claim this lower layer. And look at that. Look at how big this tarp is. They have a multi-layer, like, zigzagging 9 boxes deep on multiple different layers. It is a really good looking tarp because they just went and reclaimed all of that. However, though, they do gotta rotate again, and of course, they just all three of them mask rotate together, one on top of each other, and they start tarping again. Look at this, another 4, 5, 6 box tarp they have going here, and they're just able to play out of it. All right, so as soon as this next zone reveals itself, they're already moving. They don't wait very long at all. They're just trying to go instantly, stick together. Clix is actually a little late on this one, but they're able to stick together really well, and they don't spend any time waiting around, going for kills once it's this deep into zone. Of course, they're only able to go halfway since the zone, and we are in moving zones now, and once they teleport again, okay, so this is actually the highest they'll ever be during this game. They're on second height, and they have main height spraying down at them, you know, breaking their cones on top, which they're not really a fan of, so they'll stay up here a little bit, but they do not stay up here very long. Once they're able to move again, they instantly go back to low ground and, again, building in hard boxes and claiming structures down here. All right, so they're obviously on congested side here, and it's pulling all the way over here, and they're just trying to stick to the edge of zone. And I want to preach this in every single one of my breakdowns, every single pro guide I make, solo cash cup guide, trios FNCS guide. Always try to stick to the edge of zone. A lot of times you won't have to use as many mats, and you can find people like they are right here. They're going for wall replaces, trying to kill them, and unfortunately those guys go deeper into zone, but Clix, Iamzo, and Batman Booga can stick to the edge. And as you can see, they're not building behind them, they're just building in front of them, which saves a lot of mats, and now they're able to get to front of zone. So let's just go over again. I think that is the important part about how they won that game. So they avoided all congested side, went around like under this little like bridge valley area, and now they're on the front side of zone, and now they are able to tarp the front side of zone with their remaining mats. And before I show you how they play endgame, thank you to Eneba for sponsoring this video. I know when I get burnt out from Fort, I love browsing cheap games to play something else, and recently I found this platform that has indie and AAA titles. 40,000 products from games to DLC, and they're all cheap, countless deals, and it's on any platform. So when me and the boys are midnight scrolling for something, I actually don't feel bad about taking a chance on a game that could be a 1 been done with the chance that it turns into one of those gems that I don't see the sunlight because of. Among Us and Helldivers. So do your research, find the game, but they got a remarkable Trustpilot score, and thank you again to Eneba for sponsoring this video. Okay, for their endgame strategy and how they master these moving zones, they go forward and they're able to look back since they have claimed the entire bottom lane. So now they're able to go for some more fights by looking back at people. So there's this guy right here, they just jump in on him. Obviously they have 3 people. So again, just like a gang of wolves going in on someone to get some more mats. So Clix gets a nice material refresh there. He's at 250 plus the siphon mats. And now he's able to go ahead of zone again with the rest of his team and just continue to tarp. Just tarp low ground, stick together. That is their strategy. And they weren't really going for refreshes until they were super low on materials. Clix had about 6 mats before that refresh, I believe. And yeah, Batman Booga's also at 6 mats. And Yamzo is at 0 mats now. So now they just have Clix going ahead, tarping for the rest of them, and they are just holding this. And realize they're tarping in 2 full boxes, hard mats too. So it's pretty crazy how they're able to do this late into zone 12, just looking back, easy kill on Baka. Then I believe Cooper falls down right here and they're able to get a refresh. Oh, there's Bolts first. They get the Invis medallion, and then I believe Cooper is above them right now. And again, just tarping in hard mats, cones, stairs, everything. Yeah, and then now they're able to drop Cooper down, get another refresh on him, and just continue to tarp. And look at this. Something I want to point out is look at how healthy they are. Look at how healthy all 3 of them are. And they are all still together. They are a full trio, pretty much 200 health for all 3 of them. And just like that, all 3 of them sticking together, they're able to go for the final push on Vidil, who's above them, and just get the final shot to win the game. Assuming you made it here, you probably like pro breakdowns, so this is how to get kills and refreshes in a tournament setting, such as the Solo Cash Cup. I break down real game scenarios and give you the strategy and mindset. And if you like the video, invest in the channel before we absolutely take off, and to support me, of course, use code reidtheninja or just another small creator's code to help out the community. And on that note, I am signing off.